What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. How crazy mofos doing? There's only 2 people in here? What is going on, man? What is going on? So I've been doing the unboxes lately. I've been doing them live for good reason, because then I don't have to go back, look over the video, edit, merge, do any of that crap. Not that I edit anyways. I mean, we're full-blown Hitler here, man. We're pretty crazy with it, man. Starting to pile up in here now. So by the time, you guys obviously know by the title what's going down. I got this ridiculous Rambo knife here. It's a legit Rambo knife too. It's actually even better than a Rambo knife. Rambo's knife actually didn't have shit on this knife. It's actually kind of an overkill to cut open something, but we're gonna do it because I just sharpened this knife and I want to check it out. For those of you guys that were at the stream last night, 72 people, you guys. I rewatched it. 72 people, you guys. That is a record for my channel for any live stream or anything that I've ever done. I owe a lot of that to the community in itself. All you guys that give me shout outs, Dave Marshall, Pilot Ryan especially, man. I know that some of you guys may think that, you know, I donate to Ryan's channel. I do that for, I want you guys to know that I do that for all of us. When I donate something, super chat Ryan, that's from all of us. That's what I consider that. That is from the community. That's not just, oh, that's from me, Ryan. That's from the whole community, you guys. That's me taking care of the community, helping Ryan achieve the things that he needs to achieve. And with what Ryan does, he needs the capital to be able to do some of these things. I'm sure he has to pay for gas to go out to those fields. I'm sure he takes care of Bobby in some way, shape, or form. I'm sure he gets some type of gratuity for helping Ryan out. And if not, Bobby, you need to get with me. Come on over here to Dave's RC, and we'll start getting you paid, bro. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, guys. So when I do a super chat with Ryan, I do appreciate the publicity that he gives me, no matter what. I mean, that's just 100%, you know, gratitude for what he does. But when I pop a super chat, that I always make sure that people know that that's from us as a collective. It might be my funds, but Ryan knows that that's me from the community is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it pretty much is anyways, because when you guys go to sleep at night, me and Captain Photon, we're sneaking in your houses, dude. We're stealing your kids' piggy banks. I mean, it's awful, man. We're getting bad. We need help. We need help. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dave, and I'm addicted to stealing children's piggy banks. Captain Photon's addicted to sitting at the end of people's beds and petting their cats while they're sleeping. All right, so let's get this box undone. And this actually is a legit Rambo knife. I don't know. Well, it's not a Rambo knife. It's not like Rambo's knife, but it's a Rambo style knife, man. I just sharpened this thing, man. Man, I wish I would have had. I wish I would have had this knife on so many different occasions in my lifetime. But we're gonna dig right into this, you guys. A lot of you guys are probably wondering why this one, Dave, when you've got the and I'll check the chat in a minute, you guys. The chat's down there and I'm up here. You're probably wondering why when you've got the 80mm Super Scorpion from Motion RC. This is a cool plane, man. This is a really good plane. But I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. If you do not have these flaps perfectly even, let me let you know it'll be bad news. Very, very careful. Take your time setting up this 80mm Scorpion, you guys, because I'm telling you right now, it even had a gyro thing. It was bad. It was bad. I almost hit a car. I almost took out a group of children, all with one plane. As a matter of fact, it was such a good crash. And you're probably thinking, well, damn, Dave, that plane doesn't even look like it's been in a crash. Well, let me explain to you how the crash, how it happened. This whole nose of this plane, you guys. I'm gonna take the canopy off here real quick so that I can show you. This whole nose broke completely off. Now I don't know if you can see that, but you see that carbon fiber in there, right here, boom, right here, and on the other side as well. Right here, this thing actually, you can actually see where it broke. If I get that close enough, you see that right there? You see that mark right here, you guys, right there, and then back here. That whole nose, this whole nose, boom, gone. And then, that's right. This one, this rudder right here was completely snapped off, and that's all that happened to it. And we punched the retract through the wing. That's one thing that you have to know about these planes as well, guys, is the retract, where the retract goes in. So, and most planes, a lot of planes that I've seen kind of have this same problem, where it's thin here, and it'll actually bust through if you land too hard. Well, what happened was when this thing came crashing down, that retract punched right through. But it's all been epoxied back in. We put it back together, and to be honest with you guys, it took that crash in order for me to actually get the plane out and actually fly it. I've only flown the plane once, and it took a lot of headwind to get it off of the ground because I fly off of grass. But we did get it up, and then once we got up in the air, I noticed as I was flying, something was dangling. What is that? So I flipped the gear a couple times, thinking that it was just one of the gear was stuck and didn't go up or down, or it didn't come back up. And that wasn't the case at all. The actual gear itself actually fell out of the plane, and it was dangling from the plane the whole flight. So I actually had to land this thing on two wheels when I landed it. As I was taxiing back, I noticed that it was kind of coming in sideways. It was kind of coming at me like this sideways. And then I realized right away what had happened. The gear hadn't just not gone up. It was actually, it had fallen out completely. Pretty freaking crazy. Pretty crazy in flight. So yeah, I reconstructed the whole plane. I carbon fibered what I could. The whole nose of the plane is completely carbon fibered now, 100% complete carbon fibered nose. It's definitely a much stronger plane now than it was to begin with from Motion RC. So that brings me to my point. You're probably wondering, well, you got the 80 mil, why? Well, from what I've seen, this 90 mil is a bit better flyer. I don't know why. It's the same model. The 80 millimeter plane seems a little bit underpowered. I'm actually going to upgrade the ESC and the fan unit, or not the fan itself, but the motor to an in-runner to see if I can just get a little bit more out of it. I think it deserves a little bit more power. Now, once you get the thing in the air, it's a rocket ship. The problem is getting it in the air. And if you're flying off grass, that's a hard thing to do with that plane. You're going to have a decent headwind, like I said. You're going to have some headwind, and you're going to have some patience. You know, it might not lift off your first time. It may not come off the ground the very first time. You have to try it again. Fortunately for me, after the crash, after we put it back together, that next flight, I stuck it right into a headwind that was probably gusting about 15 to 20 miles an hour. And she came right off the ground, and once she was in the air, she flew great. Like I said, I just got a bit nervous, man, because I saw something dangling from the bottom of the plane. So I ended up landing it a little early, and we got her back down safe. And I haven't flown her since because I just figured unless I'm going to be flying that off pavement or I upgrade the power system a little bit, there's just no reason risking it. I don't want to mess up the model. I think it's a really nice model. It took me a while to put the thing back together and strengthen it the way I did. And when you put that kind of time and effort into a plane, the last thing that you want to do is go out and freaking crash the thing after you put all that work into it. I think that she would take a crash a lot better now than she did that first time, though. There's a lot of carbon fiber in that plane now. Another thing is, guys, with this, That's different with this 90 millimeter that the 80 mil. Now, I'll show you that too. I am a huge fan of if you look at the elevators on this plane, you guys see the elevator. Full flying stab, you guys. Full flying stab. So if you're not careful when you're flying on grass, when you go to pull this elevator up to get lift, this thing will come down and it will dig into the grass and it'll rip your freaking elevator off, you guys. My biggest upgrade that I would do to this, if I had to upgrade this or if I had a suggestion for this particular plane, would be to go to a non-trailing link strut, just a regular up and down strut, and make them longer. At least give yourself another inch or two of clearance. That's pretty much the only thing that I would gripe or complain about. Other than that, the plane's great. Flies awesome once you get it up in the air. And like I said, that crash, I thought it was a total goner. Put her back together in no time, you guys. Absolutely no time at all. The difference between that Super Scorpion and this one is it doesn't have a full flying stab. It's actually kind of set up like the Freewing F-16, the version 2 F-16, where it just has little elevators on the back instead of a full flying stab, which is sick, which is completely sick, which is the way most of these foam planes like this, especially when they're low profile, like these sport planes, like the Avani. When you look at the Avani, it sits up nice and high off the grass. That's the way that this plane should be. This plane should have similar retracts to the Avani in it where you're getting a bit more clearance because the clearance is just not enough, you guys. It's not enough to fly off grass. And if you do manage to get it up off the grass, you're probably going to do so at the risk of breaking off the tip of your elevator or get one of your elevators. That's just the way it goes, guys. That's the way it goes. That's life. Oh my goodness, you guys. So yeah, guys, so if you guys don't know, last night's winner is damn, that's rugged. I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it because I don't have any help. Deuce is wild, man. Pretty crazy, man. He's never won anything on the channel. When I drew his name, I could have swore that we had drawn his name before, but I think what I was thinking of Dave Marshall when Dave Marshall won. We're gonna have to be careful here because that is the plane right there. For some reason, I was thinking that Deuce had already won on the channel before, but like I said, I was actually thinking of that asshole Dave Marshall and his victory. And then he went Dave Marshall, man. And then he wins a watch last night, you guys. I'm telling you, man, between him, Barry G, and Jeff, don't do giveaways because they're gonna suck you dry on your giveaways, man. I think they're sneaking in here at night and putting extra numbers in the hat. What a pain in the arse, man. What a pain in the ass. This box is super tight around this plane, you guys. Like super tight. Just bear with me, you guys. It's really not coming out very easy. There we go. That's better. Lift up on it. So Ryan had one of these, you guys. Pilot Ryan had one of these, and for a few weeks, I was like, I wanted to purchase his off of him. Unfortunately, when he finally got back to me, he's like, "Oh man, Dave, I'm sorry, man. I already got rid of that, And I was like, no worries. We'll figure it out. Not that big of a deal." I was actually trying to get Ryan's off of him. It was in great condition. I mean, the thing was like brand new. And I honestly believe that he got that thing secondhand himself. So that went through a couple of people before I think Ryan even had it. Or it belonged to some. I don't know. I don't believe that Ryan got that plane brand new. I think he actually got that from someone, maybe one of the events or something. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that one off of Ryan. I just kind of backburnered it for a while and just kind of thought about it. And nothing else really out there right now that I cared too much about. I'd always had this one on my mind though. And I actually accumulated a discount, so I actually didn't even pay that much for it. Oh, finally. Holy shit, man. Eat your heart out, Rambo. Yeah. Sorry, kitty, it's not much of a box anymore. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me get the camera down here and off my ugly mug so that you can see what we're doing down here. Oh my goodness, you guys, man. So yeah, Deuces Wild is our winner from last night, you guys. And he wrote me earlier in the chat or in a message, gave me his information and stuff. And you know, it's like you can really tell when a person appreciates something, man. He was very appreciative. Couldn't believe he won, which is pretty much, you know, most people's reaction when they win something, especially when they're winning something of that magnitude, when they're winning something of that scale. I mean, we're not giving away UMX planes anymore. The planes that I've given away in the last few months, you guys, have been quite nice. They're not cheap by any means, and it really felt nice for him to show his appreciation in that way. Very, very thankful, very grateful. Not to mention, he's a super loyal subscriber, you guys. He's been a subscriber for a while. I'm also a subscriber to his channel. If you guys haven't seen Deuces Wild channel, go over and check out Deuces Wild. He has an awesome channel, tons of content. He flies a lot of jets. He's got a lot of jets. Package super nice, just like RC Informer says, and just like I've seen in a lot of unbox videos. Because I mean, you imagine when you're looking at buying a plane, you guys, how many times do you actually watch an unbox video or a flight video on that plane until you get it? I mean, I typically like to watch it a while. I like to see if I can catch something new that I didn't see before. Everything about this plane just screams quality, you guys. And it's been around for so long that, you know, they've kind of perfected all of the things that that needed to be, you know, done to it. Everything that was originally not so good in the beginning, they fixed all that. So let me set this stuff to the side here. As you guys can see, it's all ball link clevises. Excuse me, I'm yawning like crazy. I'm pretty sure that RC Informer said that he moved his positions. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he said that he moved his position down to the next hole down, I believe, which kind of gave him a better feel in the throws. These are ball bearing, you guys. Listen to that. You can't even hear it. You can't even hear that. And look at the way that spins, you guys. Look how freely that just keeps spinning. It's crazy. Those are nice, man. Those are really nice retracts. I mean, honestly, you take the retracts off of this thing and put them on the 80 millimeter Scorpion. I bet you that would give it the ride height clearance that you need. Canopy. Shit, that looks like Deuce is Wild in there right now. Hey, Deuce, There's Deuce, bro. Look. What's up, Deuce? That's Deuce's Wild right there, guys. With his his porn stash. Check that bad boy side profile. Got that side profile going on. Hell yeah, man. Got that Tom Selleck look going on. That's funny, man. These pilots are ridiculous in some of these planes, you guys. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they take so much time and effort into the scale detail and quality of the plane, but then they just throw, any old bozo inside of the plane as a pilot, man. It's kind of funny when you actually sit back and look at it. Like some of the funniest ones that I've had. What was the last plane that we just did? What one was that? Was it that? Oh yeah, this P-51 back here. This P-51. My pilot's face is literally pink, you guys. It's like pink. His face is like literally the color pink, not peach, not skin tone, pink. Just let me finish pulling the rest of this stuff out of here, guys, and then I'll get to the chat. I see you guys blowing up the chat a little bit. I appreciate you guys being in here right now. Oh, shit, man. I'm actually like legit tired. I'm ready to just go face into my mattress and go to bed. I'm super tired. This has got to be an elevator. Okay, so here, this is the biggest difference about the elevator that's on that Stinger and this Stinger. This is the elevator on this one, you guys. It is legit, just like the F-16 version 2 that you can get from Free Wing. Instead of being a full flying stab, which is kind of dangerous on these planes. Like I said, you tip that nose down or you put the elevator down to make lift, this thing hits the ground. Now, granted, these ones actually have hard plastic points on them, so it wouldn't be as bad. But I'm telling you, man, I ripped that damn servo completely out of the side of that plane right here. Right down here. You ripped the whole servo out and everything, you guys, because it dragged the grass. I mean, nothing really you can do. It's not a grass plane. It's really not meant for grass. The other elevator, you guys, the paint on this thing is amazing, you guys. I mean, I know you hear it all the time that it doesn't, you can't barely tell it looks like foam. Well, this one, for some reason, that orange paint has got some thickness to it. It's got a lot of texture to it, and it really, really, really can't tell. I mean, let me turn the light on real quick. I mean, you can't tell, you guys. I mean, it's really nice paint quality. That's nice paint. I like that paint, the paint that they used on this plane in particular. They should refine that formula right there and try to get it to go in other colors as well. Instruction manual. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not sure if all of these planes from the very beginning came with XT90s, but this does have an XT90 connector, you guys. Let me see if I can turn it this way. You guys can get a shot of the EDF. There you go, Fireblade. I believe this is an. Is that an outrunner or an inrunner? I think this is an outrunner, you guys. I'm pretty sure it's an outrunner, which I may go ahead and change that to an inrunner at some point, but I'm not too worried about it right now. We're gonna fly the plane as it is for now. But I'm telling you, the first thing that I'm doing to this plane is see this long ass nose right here with no carbon fiber in it. Not any carbon fiber in there at all, you guys. None. Usually they would at least have one side of it carbon fiber. I will carbon fiber this nose because when this thing breaks, these inlets, right, these ducts, they actually go back about an inch before they actually connect to the actual foam. You can see there's a gap there. And that's when this thing breaks at the nose, that's where it breaks. It doesn't break off here. It doesn't break here. It breaks back here where these meet the foam, where the intakes meet the foam. I can actually, like, just to show you guys, if I take like a piece of paper, see how I can slide that in there? They don't connect, or it doesn't connect until way back here. You can actually take this and actually slide it into the foam. You can slide it back. You see how it goes in there? You can actually slide it back. This one's actually a little better than the free wing. The free wing actually has a complete separation. This actually kind of goes down at a slant. It's actually a little bit better. XT90 connectors, which is good because a lot of my new batteries that I bought are XT90s. Super small part list for this, you guys. Like we're like legit, like almost done here. Now we got the rudders. These are your vertical stabs, you guys. Not a ventral fin. Ventral fins are on the bottom. I don't even know if this plane has ventral fins, but really digging the paint scheme on this. This paint scheme actually stood out quite a bit to me. Now they do have another version which actually looks just like this one down here, this 80 mil. But I already have that paint scheme on this one, and this thing just looks so much nicer. It's so sick. It's like a race car. I'm really quite shocked. The reason that I think it hasn't gotten into my hangar is faster than it is now was just the price. And until I could come up with some type of a discount or some type of way of not paying as much, or having some type of a coupon or some type of a credit, which basically is why it's here now. I mean, this shit just fits. It just fits. Look at it. It just sits. Like I just sat those in there. They actually all hard plastic points to screw into, you guys. It's really nice. It's really nice, you guys. This one's going to be a lot of fun. This one's going to be fun. Tyler's going to fly this too. I'm not going to tell him yet, but this is pretty much going to be for Tyler. This is going to be his summer plane to fly. I'm not going to tell him quite yet. If he watches the replay of this, so be it. But this is what this plane was for, really. Was so that Tyler could have his own plane that he can treat in whatever way he wants, do whatever he wants with, or I'm going to give him the option of taking the Abani that we have. He can either take the Abani or he can take this one. I'll let him fly both and see which one he wants to take. He'll probably end up going with the Abani, but I'm going to give him the choice. I'm going to give him a choice. But Tyler needs his own plane. He needs his own plane that has retracts, gear, the whole 9 yards, so where he can take off the ground and have something that he can fly every time we go out. I'm sick of charging 6S packs and then having to come home and decharge them because we're not flying them at the field. I think that's it, you guys. I think that's it. Super small part list, like I said, guys. Not a lot to this thing at all. I know there's some hardware here. Just a bag full of screws, guys. Literally just a bag full of screws. Looks like Allen heads. Yeah, just a bag full of Allen heads. That's what holds this plane together. There's no gluing, none of that bullshit. This thing's sick, you guys. This thing's sick. I'm surprised Ryan got rid of his. He must have traded or something. He must have gotten something like in return. Something else that he could fly on the channel, because this is a really nice plane. This isn't something that I would buy and get rid of. But yeah, guys, let me check out the chat real quick. I know I've been unboxing this thing. I haven't really paid attention to the chat at all. I'm going to slide this out of the way. Oh, man. And then we're going to, I got to go put this. I'm going to put this 80mm Super Scorpion back in my room real quick so I can sit, guys. Hang in there. Sit tight. I'll be right back. Never mind that sound. It was nothing important. I know it sounded horrible. It sounded awful, but it wasn't anything major. I just stepped on a piece of balsa wood. Oh my God. All right. Now I'm going to keep that box over there because in case I have to ship some stuff out. Let me slower this. Turn this damn light off. Lower the camera. And we'll take a peek at the chat for a moment. So yeah, guys. Hell yeah, man. Sorry about that. I'll catch up with him sooner or later. Edward, what's up, man? Are you still in here? We're still up, Edward, Gloria. Got the bunny rabbit also. She's a real good hopper. What? What did Fireplace say? Okay. Hold on. No matter how sexy this bird is, your wife will not allow this one. The packfaw. It's keeping her company right now. As a matter of fact, let me actually check on that. The packfaw is keeping my side of the bed warm right now. We are so close with that packfaw, you guys. I mean, we're literally like some Y harnesses, servo extensions. Actually, just Y harnesses. And then with those retracts, I'm gonna have to order, unless I can get that one to work somehow, some way. But instead of using an extension like this with 3 wires, see how those are 2 wires coming out of those retracts? I'm actually gonna get 2 wire like servo extensions. I don't want to use a 3 wire servo extension on a 2 wire plug. Hold on one second, guys. I'm actually gonna check on something real quick. Oh my God. I think my nose has the coronavirus. Let's see. Let's go here. We're gonna check on the location of where the parts for the packfaw are, because I mean we're legit. That's what we're waiting for. Who's in here? William. Morgita. William, did you have a question, bro? See you with a bunch of question marks here. What's up, man? Now that I'm paying attention to the chat. Did I fly the P-51 yet? Yeah, so what happens is when I go to bed and I go to sleep, I fly that bitch all night. And then when I wake up, oh man, it's still there. Even if I crash that bitch while I'm sleeping, when I wake up, it's still there. It's like, no, I haven't flown it yet, man. That thing scares the piss out of me, man. I am gonna get the thing fired up. I mean, I put the brand new fuel tank in it, got the brand new carburetor on it. It's ready for it, and I did put fuel in it, just a little bit of fuel in it, and started spinning it just to see if it would actually pull fuel, because that was the problem before. Was the fuel tank that they included in the kit? Don't use it. Just throw it out, because you'd be better off just taking one of these bottles and putting a hole in the top of it and putting a fitting on it and using it. But I spin and prop, and it was pulling fuel in. So I stopped it there. I drained the fuel out of it, and I left it alone until I was ready to fire it up for good. until I was ready to go through with starting it up and nope, just waiting on you. Waiting on me. You could be, oh, excuse me, damn. You could be waiting for a while, man. I'm kind of a slowpoke. Where the hell did that go? One day, 2 day, should be 3 days out. 3 days, here we go. Okay, 3 days out. Bam, right there. Let's see. Y harnesses and extensions. That's it right there. Okay, so it looks like it is. All right, so it's in the state. It's actually in Maine, but there's no there's no mail being delivered tomorrow. They sent this by mail, not UPS or FedEx. It's actually mail. It's actually U.S. Postal Service. So Monday, it should be here Monday when the mail runs, which is what, like 3 or 4 o'clock. So that'll be nice. That'll be nice to finally get that thing done and out of the way. I ordered the servos that I needed. I needed 2 more regular servos because I put all the servos in and then realized, shit, man, there's dual rudders on that thing, and they actually both take a servo. So I totally forgot about the servos for the rudders, you guys. So I ordered the 2 servos for the rudders. I got myself some really long 18-inch extensions, and then the Y harnesses that I got are actually 12 inches long, so a foot long Y harness. So it's not just a little stubby Y harness like this. So you're actually getting some extension with the Y harness as well, because there are a few things that are going to have to be wired together. And then I'm ordering one of those boards, you know, the boards that you would get in the new free wing planes. That way, I'm not wiring a bunch of shit together. There are a couple things that need to be wired together, like the rudders will have to be wired in and then plugged into the box, as well as the steerable nose wheel. So that's another thing that I have to install on that thing is a servo for a steerable nose wheel. But I'm not going to do it the way the plane wants me to do it, because it's like on this like string system. Like, I don't know if you've ever checked out the LX Pacqua. It's like got these springs attached to these like strings. And then on each side of the front strut right here, you'll see right here, this is the front strut right here. This is what steers the nose, actually. Not while it's locked. It locks into place while it's up. But you put the string through here and the string through there, and then it comes back to the servo, which is here. And the servo, will go here like this, and then it'll pull on the strings, which actually turns the wheel. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to run a control arm, straight from this to a servo that I'm going to mount just a few inches away on a short post, like a short control arm. And it's still going to work just the same, and I think I can make it a lot stronger. I don't like the fact that the pull system. I don't like that, because you can actually take the wheel and turn it with your hand, because it's only held by springs and string. So you think you're going through if you're going through grass like I'm going to be going through, and that thing hits something and kinks off to the side, it'll make this plane steer that way without you even trying to steer the plane that way. It's actually quite ridiculous. It's not a very good setup. I can understand running like a pull system for like a rudder or a tail wheel for a tail dragger, but not on a jet when it's the front wheel that needs to turn. When you're dragging a wheel, there's not a lot of pressure on that wheel. Not to mention on a tail dragger, the tail comes up pretty much instantaneously when you start to take off, and then it's basically you're just using the rudder to steer the plane. With a jet, that nose wheel is everything, and you're steering on the ground. The rudders don't steer your plane. Trust me. I don't give a shit if you're on flat pavement. You might be able to get it to do it on ice if you're on ice or something, but that's just not a very nice. It's not a very good setup, and I think that I could do it and fabricate it and make it a little bit better and make it stronger, so that I won't ever have to deal with any problem or situation like that. But yeah, Monday. So Monday, that'll be here, guys. We'll be able to finish up the pack fob Monday. What I will do from then until now is I'll start putting on all the control horns. I'll start putting the control rods on, testing the servos again, connecting the servos that are already connected. but for the most part, it's going to be waiting for that blue box. Yeah, Mike, it's a pull system, and it's not a very good one. Like, I've seen good pull systems before with cables, like using cables, and then the cables would go through like this like plastic tubing, almost like a carbon fiber tubing. That way there would be no flex in the wires. You know, that tubing would hold the wires nice and straight without, you know, any chance of them buckling. But this is string. They actually want, like, it's stupid. It's stupid. And then the backside of it's connected to a spring, which means that, like, literally if you hit something on the ground and it wants to deter that wheel one way or the other, the springs are going to stretch and allow that wheel to go. And that's not the type of business you want to be in when you're taking off with a plane with that much power. This plane's going to have way more power than it's called for. Like, I think this plane runs on like 2 3S batteries, but that's 3S batteries, like I think 3S 2200s. So it'll be our, what was it, 3000s? I think it's 2 3S 3000s. Might have been 4S 3000. No, I don't think it's 4000s. That's too much. So it runs on 2 3S batteries. This thing originally only has like 40 amp ESCs in it or 50 amp ESCs in it. The one that I'm building has 80 amp ESCs in it. It's got 2100 kV in runners. Ridiculous power setup. And that's running to 2 80 amp speed controllers, which is going to run into one 6S pack. So one 6S battery, probably like a 4000 or a 4500. I don't think that a 5000 is going to be feasible in that thing. It's such a light plane, and I think a 5000 is just a little bit too much weight. Honestly, it might be like a 3800, 4200, maybe a 4500. I might be able to do one of the 4500s that I have, but that's even going to be sketchy. And that's the reason that I went with in runners, you guys, because the in runners are more efficient. The 80 amp speed controllers are going to ensure that I'm not going to be overheating anything. Nothing's going to be heating up or puffing up batteries and shit. I've allowed for the proper amperage to go through. And then I'll also be installing a BEC as well. So we're not going to have any issues with any crazy shit happening, hopefully. But it's definitely not your typical PACFA that if you bought that plane as a plug and play or whatever. The plane that I'm building is a far cry from the plane that they're going to send you and the electronics that they send you. Night and day, you guys. I mean, you're talking about running each ESC on 3S compared to running 2 ES. It's basically going to have like the power system of a 262, just more powerful. I think it actually will be more powerful because the 262 only has 60 amp ESCs or something like that. Yeah, the version 2 has 60 amp ESCs, and I don't know what the EDFs are. I'm not sure. I know that they're outrunners on the version 2. But anyways, Wild Bill, did you stay until the end last night? Were you here until the end of the show? Were you here during the drawing? Oh, I need to brush my teeth. I hate getting stuff stuck on my teeth. Mike Keller said, what are you? Oh, wait a minute. Mike, what are you using a Rhino 5000 on? Battery are you going to use in the Super Scorpion? Probably a 6000. Probably going to go with the 6000s that I have, you guys. I think she can handle it. You think so? If the 80 millimeter handled the 5000, and that was a big ass 5000 Pulse, that thing's a brick. The second generation Pulse batteries, the 5000s, they weren't as big as the first generation Pulse batteries, but they were kind of a brick. They're a lot heavier than, well, one of those Pulse packs, one of the Pulse 5000 Pulse batteries that I have actually weighs only a little bit less than the 6000s that are out now. So I'm probably going to run a 6000. Business. I had to take it. Okay, that's what I figured, man. Because I saw you kind of disappear out of the chat for a while. I was wondering if you were all right and if you were still around. If I would just know that if I would have drawn your name, like a few guys I knew. Okay, so put it this way: if you guys know that you're going to be there in the beginning on the giveaway night, if you know you're going to be there in the beginning, but you're going to have something that's coming up, you have something coming up like Hugh, he had something he had to do like some type of a meeting with his group or whatever. And I told him that if I drew your name, I would honor it. So if you know that by the time we get around to drawing the numbers out of the hat for the drawing, and you know that you're going to have something coming up or you've got something going on, just let me know in the chat, or make sure you tell Shadow Ops, and Eric will take note of it. And if we pull your name, we'll honor it. Deuces Wild almost missed out last night. I told him he's got friends in low places, man. Because there's a group chat. We all have a group chat. Me, Shadow Ops. Oh, shit. Who else? Deuces Wild, GB Linden, John HBRC. It's all one big group chat. And I have it under GB Linden's name. And a message came through, and I didn't check it at the time. But when I went to look at it later on, it was GB telling Deuces Wild that he better get his ass to his computer. His name had just gotten drawn. And that's why I'll give you time. You know, I said I'll give him 20 more seconds. Usually, like from my experience, you give somebody 20 or 30 seconds. If they're not in by then and they haven't wrote something in the chat by then, chances are they're not there. Or no one can get a hold of him to get into the chat. But yeah, his buddies took care of him last night for sure. No need to upgrade. Stock power in the FMS Super Scorpion is fast. That's what I've heard. Now, don't get me wrong. I have the 80 millimeter free wing one too, guys. It is fast. It's fast too. The problem is it's just the struts are too short for grass, you guys. Like I was comparing it to the Avani. If you put the Super Scorpion and the Avani side by side next to one another in the grass facing at you, the Super Scorpion will be setting down lower. It's got lower trailing links on it. They're a little shorter, a little stubbier, and the Avani sits up nice and high, nice and tall. You would need to put like gear that are on that Avani on the Super Scorpion, the 80 millimeter Super Scorpion, which wouldn't be a hard mod. I mean, you'd probably just have to carve out where the wheels come up and tuck in. But those landing gear are just too short for grass, you guys. Not unless you're like flying off of some grass that's like fairway grass, you know what I mean, or like putting green grass. And then there's the flying stab thing, because it's so low to the ground. When you go to pull elevator, the elevators dip down like this, and then the tips of those elevators dig into the ground. I ripped the whole servo out of the side of that plane and the elevator with it. I was like, why did that plane not take off? It's just not going to take off in grass very well. When I finally did get the damn thing to take off, I had like a 20-mile-an-hour headwind coming towards me, full speed ahead, put the battery back a little further. That way the nose would bounce up. And honestly, I believe the only reason that plane took off, even on that day, was because I hit a rut and it made the nose of the plane pop up like, and as soon as the nose of the plane jumped up, it went into the air. And then once you get that thing in the air, it is a rocket ship. It's fast as shit, man. It suffers from suffers from short gear. That's all. Put some longer gear on it, like the Avani, and that bad boy would probably be really nice in the grass. Yeah, Mike, that's another thing too. And going from a trailing link to an oleo, that would be awesome. And using the same type of wheels that are on this one, because they're ball bearing. And I believe that the free wing ones are not ball bearing. I don't believe they are anyways. I don't think so. I don't think they are. No, I don't think so. That would be my other thing that I would say, just so it can roll a little easier through the grass with those oleos on it. And I mean oleos all the way around, even on the front strut. you want that plane to bounce a little bit to get the nose to come up. And I think the Oleos would do that a lot better than the trailing links. Trailing links absorb and they cushion the blow. Oleos, when you hit something with an Oleo strut, boom, it bounces. It'll just bounce that nose straight up in the air. Did RC Informer fly this one off grass or the free wing? When did Dave call me? I didn't call you, dude. I just called to say I love you. The FMS, yes, he flew it off grass. And I believe Pilot Ryan did also. Maybe he didn't. I don't know if Pilot Ryan took off with it in the grass. I know he landed in the grass. I can tell straight away with this 90 mil though. I've never had a problem with any of the 90 mils that I own coming off grass. They've all taken off the grass. I've never had a 90 mil not come off the ground, off the grass that I fly on, especially because it's like a soccer field and the grass is actually quite short. They do keep it cut. It's not like it's like super long. Right now it's kind of out of control because they haven't been there to do anything to it yet because the snow literally just melted last week for good. Did he? Yes. Hold on. You know what? Let me just double check. I'm dead sure. I'm pretty sure that he did, you guys. I think he did. Pilot Ryan. Pilot Ryan's a gangster when he's wearing those sunglasses, bro. He's a straight G. Nothing but a G thing, baby. Two loped out white boys and we're crazy. Flying Foamies is the label that pays me. All right, where's it at? I know it's one of his first videos after he split, you guys. Ah, there she is. And surprising, he only did one video on it. He was still Pilot Ryan Captain Mike back in this day, y'all. You can see it was one of our buddies right here. Yes, and I was right. This did belong to a friend of his, so that's why there was no unbox or anything like that. Very minimal throw on the aileron and elevator. Oh, and that's another thing, guys. With the free wing Super Scorpion, dude, those ailerons need to be tamed way down. Just like the Avani, man. They are super touchy, you guys. I mean, I would say you start your high throw off at like 60 and then go down from there. I have an old 5000. And he's legit. He said he's flying this thing off of a super old 5000. So like one of like the Gen 1 like nose heavy enough, which is how I like maidens. And because of our experience with other Scorpions, we've got major deflection for one set of flaps, and then more what I'd call realistic for the other. Let's get this thing up. So he does have a flap to elevator mix. Right on this baby. Let's see how it works. It sounds like an in runner, even though it's an outie. So it is an outrunner, but yeah, like you said, it does sound really nice for an outrunner. I can't wait. It's big too, man. Not compared to the F-22, but it's big. It is sizable, you guys. All right, time of clear, 3 minutes. Old school 5000 for the weight. Wish me luck, Holmes. Ryan's like me. He likes to fly his planes heavy. I don't know why I do as well. I like to fly my planes heavy. I think they feel a lot more realistic in the air. If a gust of wind hits the plane, it's not gonna, you know, when you fly a heavy pack, you're cutting that air, man. I know why you like, because I'm the same way. I like to fly heavier packs. Not just in jets either. I like to fly heavy packs and everything. Sorry about that. Definitely need some down trim. All right. All right, so I'm going to fast forward and see if he takes off with this bitch in the grass. Act that way. Fuck, I think I went too far. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if he actually does, you guys. I thought he didn't. I don't know if he actually does, you guys. I thought he did. Come on, man. Get back to the basics. How did I click on my own stream? Hold on, guys.
Big deal, bro. So cool.
I tell you what, man, that thing flies for a while on a 5,000, and it's this thing's so fast, man, so fast.
Weird. Look at that. Waggle. Full flap coming up. Look at this just float in.
Yeah, guys, I don't think he put this thing off the grass. Nah, he landed on the pavement and took off on the pavement with both flights, you guys. But from what I can see, you guys, just from watching Ryan's video just now, just peeking through it and checking it out, was there other video? Did he do another video on that plane, or was that it? Pilot's Lounge. There's the Super Scorpion there. No. Nope. FlexJet. Nope. L-39. Yeah, you guys, I think he had one day in the shade with this plane. That's it. He shook it down one day, and that was it. I plan to have a little bit more fun with this one. I want to fly this one. Not that I want it to be like my beater for the summer, but Tyler's going to be flying it quite a bit. Unless he wants the Abani. If he wants the Abani, we'll give him the Abani. So yeah, guys, no, he did not take off the grass. But I mean, shit, while I was there, I could have. It's definitely got taller landing gear than the 80 mil. It is a bigger plane. It's not too much bigger than the 80 mil, but it's definitely bigger than the 80 mil. So FMS Super Scorpion off grass. Oh, that's right. You guys, RC Informer flies his off grass. That's all he. Yeah, man. When he's at Joe Knoll and shit. That's right. When he was at Seth, man, he was.
All right, guys. On what? The FMS Super Scorpion, 90 millimeter. Really nice airplane. I did videos of it a little while ago.
This is why I need OBS.
It's a super jet, man. It's got.
My phone's gonna die too.
Also, but I think everybody's liking the orange. Subvert. If you want.
He's got that battery back by the.
Yeah, that could be a bit taxing for sure.
Take a look at my dual rates and stuff. Ailerons I haven't set up for 3 rates again, 125, 170. That's my pretty much standard. I think you need a lot of throw in this, but I'll go mid-range to start before we go from there. Elevator, let's look at it real quick, what I had set up. 125, 170. I think probably more like mid-range for that. Probably good. Actually, I may go low, but let's see what we get. So, Rusty, right, left, up, down, left, right. All
right.
I think we're good. Flap check is good.
Outstanding. All right.
And he doesn't use any flap to elevator mix on his, you guys. Ryan did on his.
As you can see, it's a common theme. Again,
he's also using an older, like, Gen 1 style 5000 pack.
See what we wind up with.
Actually, he might be using like a 5200 or something like that.
Yep, good methodology. We're always doing checks.
If I remember, this thing kind of just takes off by itself.
It is. I'll tell you what. It looks.
I can't wait. It's sexy as shit, man. It's a sexy ass plane. I might have it out tomorrow, you guys. Who knows? We got to take the Falco Wolf out too, and we still have to do the SU-30 again as well. Yeah, right off on its own. Look at that shit, man. Right off the grass. So yeah, man, I'm not worried about it, man. My grass is actually right about that length, maybe a little bit taller than that. So I don't see that it's going to be too much of a problem. I think we'll be all right, you guys. Look at this thing. Look how fast this thing is. That's freaking crazy, you guys. That's crazy. I'm so freaking excited, man. Like, I think the reason that I went with the free wing version of that Super Scorpion was it was price. It was price. That thing's like what, 2 something or whatever, 279 or whatever for the free wing one or something like that. I know it's less than 300. I think it's less than 300 anyway. And this thing's like was double that price, man. So built myself up a little bit of a credit. Just by purchasing a lot. That's like a year's worth of purchases that added up to quite a bit of money off, guys. On the Super Scorpion, you said down mix as the throttle. Okay, so down mix as the throttle increases. So as you increase the throttle, there's another plane out there that's like that too. I want to say it's like one of the big shit, man. It's like a 105 millimeter sport plane. I can't remember what it's actually called. I'm sorry, so up. So as you're pushing throttle. Oh, okay. So it's got like, the MiG 17 when you switch it over onto 8S. When I switched it to 8S, whenever I would punch the throttle, the thing would nose down. Boom. I mean, it would literally just shoot to the ground. I mean, it wasn't a hard, decline, but I mean, you could tell as soon as you punch the throttle, it was coming down pretty good. Not to the point where it was scary or I was nervous, but yeah. So I know what you mean. I've never had a plane like that before where I've had to do that, but I understand it. I understand the concept. So it'll nose up when you punch full throttle. When you punch full throttle, it'll like have a natural like climb. And so go 50% throttle, you probably just want a little bit of down. And then max throttle, if you ever go to full throttle, 80 to 100, you want what, a few millimeters, probably just a few millimeters. Or up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Building my second 3D printer right now. That's right, Craft King. You got a 3D printer, man. I forgot all about that, man. I actually had a few things that I wanted you to 3D print for me. I had them written down. I'll find it and figure out. I can't remember exactly what it was now. What's up, guys? Just got in from flying. Ruffins! What's happening, man? What's going on? The F-18 programming, the AR636 works program. What F-18 are you talking about, Mike? Are you talking about the E-Flight one, or are you talking about a turbine, or are you talking about the free wing? What's going on, man? Inertia RC, let me get you a wrench, bro. If you're here at the beginning of next month when we do our giveaway, bro, I will get you a number so that way you could get your number put in the hat and maybe win something. We just gave away last night. We just gave away the new twin 64 millimeter E-Flight Thunderbolt 2. Mr. Deuce's Wild won. Oh, and then on top of that, Captain Photon was super generous last night and actually gave away a brand new watch, a really nice watch, I guess. And Dave Marshall won that one. So what's up, Eric? How you doing, man? Let me get you a wrench, bro. I want to see you guys back here at the first of the month, man, for the giveaway. I'm revamping my whole system. You guys actually might get completely different numbers, not unless you want to keep the one that you have. We'll work around it. We'll figure it out. But I'm going to do something completely different, you guys. You ever heard of the game called Bingo? Like these old, like flappy arm women play it sometimes. Bingo, bingo. But they have like these tumblers, right? And then inside those tumblers is a ball. There's a bunch of balls actually, and they have a number on them, 1 through like 63 or 1 through like 93 or something like that. And literally you spin the thing, and as you're spinning it, one ball will fall down. That's how we're going to do it from now on, you guys. That's how I'm going to do it from now on. And that way, and I'll keep a spreadsheet. I'll have Eric Rogers, Shadow Ops. I'll have him make up a separate spreadsheet for everybody's number, who has what number, who has this number. And then what we can do is with the spreadsheet, if this guy stops showing up and he stops coming to the streams and he stops coming to the giveaways, we can exit him out. The next set of squares over, we can put the next guy down for that number. Because what I'm doing right now, I'm out of space on those cards. I can't do it anymore. I can't scratch out any more names and put another name there. So it's got to be done. I just want to take what I have and just make it systematic. What's up, Reckham Royce? How you doing, man? Oh, here you go, Ruffins. Did it work? Did it work? I hope it worked. I hate when you're like, pull my finger, and then they do a half-assed job and it doesn't all come out, and you're just like, you're really dissatisfied and unpleased. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man, there's nothing worse than like going to fart and then you can't fart, and you just get so angry and mad. Or when you have to go poop, and then you get to the toilet bowl and then you can't poop. It's like, or when you sit there for like 5 hours and you're like, yeah, and then you get barely anything out. All that work for nothing. It's just a complete waste of time. You guys have heard of a turtle head poking out? I don't even start walking to the bathroom until I have a dinosaur head poking out, guys. Like literally. It's got to be like 3/4. Yeah, at least. Be careful with wet. Be careful of the wet farts, guys. Coronavirus is airborne now. Actually, that was a myth. It's actually not true. Some asshole decided to report that it was actually true, and then I guess later on they found out that it was bullshit. So it's actually not airborne, you guys. It is contact. It is a contact virus. Now, however, it can be airborne in a vapor type deal, like where, like, say if I'm chilling with Ruffins and Ruffin has the coronavirus and I'm like, bro, stay 6 feet away from me, and he's like, all right, bro, and then he fucking sneezes and he's like got loogies and snot and like spray and it just plasters my face. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, that's like that's not considered really airborne. That's transmittable through the air that way, but that's not what you would consider airborne. So it is a myth, you guys. You cannot sniff somebody's fart that has the coronavirus and catch it. Now, if you lick their butthole, you might catch it, but I don't know why you would want to do that. That's pretty gross, actually. But no, you can't fart, snip the fart, and catch the coronavirus. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Have you guys seen the prices of alcohol lately? Have you guys seen the liquor prices lately? They're like up, like I think my wife said 50%. Liquor prices are up 50%, you guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, so there was these assholes down south somewhere. It might have been Raven Rock and Jeff's Custom. I'm not sure, but they bought up all the hand sanitizer from like all over town. So there's like no hand sanitizer anywhere, right? And then all the hand sanitizer gets bought out. So they paid like $1 a piece for these things, or 75 cents, or $1.75 for a piece for these things, or whatever it was. And they were selling them for like 60 or 70 bucks a piece. So, and they had like 300 or 400 of these things, or maybe even 500. I can't remember now. But basically what it added up to is by the time the eBay finally caught on, or Amazon finally caught on. They had already made 20 G's, you guys, $20,000 freaking dollars. So they had 40 of these things left. And they're like, oh, well, you know, now we'll grow a conscience. And they gave them away as kind of like a charity. Bro, you already made 20 grand off of fucking hand sanitizer. Now you want to give the last 40 away as a charity? How about you give me some of that money, motherfucker? Give me some of that money. I don't want the fucking hand sanitizer. I want the cash. Let me get some of that dough. Let's see how their tune changes then. 20 grand they made off that shit, guys. I did the math, bro. It was like 20 grand for as many bottles as they sold. It was like 275 bottles that they sold at $70 a piece or something like that, or $80 a piece or something like that. Crazy. It was like over 20 grand, you guys. Crazy as shit, man. My wife's been stealing it from work. I mean, they've been giving it to her at work. I'm just kidding. No, some old lady gave her some at work, finally. Somebody came up to her and gave her some. Little scented bottles. Like, I don't care if it's scented, bro. I just want it to work. No, as a matter of fact, her work is actually out at, like they keep it under lock and key too, man. It's literally like, so yeah. So tell me, like it doesn't make any sense to me. And if I was in charge of things, like this shit definitely wouldn't happen. So you have these nurses that are out there, right? They're like called floating nurses or whatever. They're called floats or whatever. So basically what that means is they take the nurses from one facility to another. They put them wherever they're needed. Basically, they're afloat, okay? And there's like a handful of these nurses that float around like this. So if you got this nurse that goes into a facility where they have a known cases of coronavirus, and then the next day you send that bitch over to another facility after she was just in doesn't matter whether or not she may have caught something. The fact is you can't take somebody out of this facility and put them over in another facility to infect that and to take that infection from that facility over to another facility. And that's exactly what the fuck this company did, man. They took a floating nurse from one facility where there was an outbreak or like a couple of cases of it. She ended up getting it, didn't know she had it because it takes a couple of weeks before, like 10 days to 2 weeks before you even know you have it or you even start getting symptoms. And they sent her over to the facility where my wife works. And then she was diagnosed at the facility where my wife works. How dumb is an administration level to where you would take a nurse from a place where this shit is confirmed, they have it, she should not be working in any other place except for that facility. I don't give a shit how short-staffed they are. This shit's killing people, you guys. This shit is literally flattening people dead. You can't take that bitch and put her over here in another facility to go contaminate a facility that hasn't been contaminated yet. I mean, I just don't understand people's way of thinking, you know? The government's doing everything in their goddamn possible, like everything in their power right now to make sure that this is kept minimal. And then you got douchebag companies like this one that my wife works for that are pulling stupid shit like this. This is why places are getting shut down, because people don't know how to run their businesses correctly. Now, the problem is the place that she works for is a dementia unit. These places have to stay open and they have to stay running. You can't just not attend these people. These people need attention constantly. They need to be looked after. They got dementia, man. I mean, they're crazy. You got one guy over here with a fucking umbrella doing Star Wars shit. You got this bitch over here yelling at her daughter that's not even there about making cupcakes on the kitchen floor. I mean, that's how crazy it is. And then you got another lady asking if she'd give you money if you'd let her out the back door. I mean, it just crazy as shit. And then you got the ex-Marine who escapes from the place and is down the street beating up 5 cops. I mean, that's how bad this place is, man. And these people need constant attention. So you have to make sure that under the powers that may be, that you keep that shit isolated. You don't bring employees from a contaminated unit and put them into a unit that has no cases. Now she's got it. She's probably passed it on to however, God knows how many people over there already. Hopefully my fucking wife doesn't have it or any of us have it. It's fucked up, man. It's scary because my wife has to go to work tomorrow, and I'm afraid when she comes home, it just scares the shit out of me, man. I don't care if I get it. I know that I'm pretty healthy, and I know that I could probably make it through it, but I don't know about the kids. I don't know if the kids. I just don't know. I don't know. It scares the piss out of me, man. That's my worst fear, is that one of my kids come down with this shit. Oh man, I don't know what I would do, man. If I lost one of my kids because of this stupid ass shit, man. Oh God, man. That would be fucking awful. Yeah, they're moving the nurses around the facility. So they brought her from a contaminated unit that had positive cases, a couple of positive outbreaks, and brought her over to a facility that's fucking clean and has nothing wrong with it. You know, my wife busts her ass at that place to make sure that that place stays clean, that place is a healthy place to be in and work in. And then you have some fucking asshole in administration that's like, oh, we're short-staffed over here. Oh, well, let's bring her over from that. Are you out of your fucking mind? Who authorized you to make a decision like that? You cannot make that decision, like legally, lawfully, with the way the bills that are being passed in the state right now. They could get fucking shut down for that shit, man. My wife's job could be fucking totally fucking lost. It could be totally shut down by the government, by the state of Maine tomorrow. The state of Maine could come in tomorrow and be like, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. Shut this place down now. All those guys are going to psych hospitals. Boom. They'll shut the whole fucking facility down. Deuce is Wild, our contest winner. What's up, man? What time is it, you guys? Okay, so Ryan's on it now. Okay. I didn't want to be dipping into Ryan's time, you guys. That's all. You right, Ruffins? Like legit, I had to go pick this plane up over at my father's house today. And I was nervous. I was legit nervous. When I go down to the fucking store, I'm like fucking draped in like trash bags and shit. No, I'm not really, but I have a bottle of hand sanitizer. I will not take change. I'm paying with my card. And if I go to touch the screen or anything like that, and I'm always putting my, I'm doing this, and then as soon as I'm done with that, hand sanitizer, I'm squirting hand sanitizer on my shirt. We're being very careful. My son doesn't even leave his room. Kyle doesn't even leave the freaking room, you guys. He's nervous about it too. It's fucking crazy, you guys. This shit's crazy, man. Wear a mask. The thing about those fucking masks, you guys, is if you don't get the right quality one, it's not even fucking working anyway. And if you got a beard like this, it's not working, period. You literally have to be clean shaven for that shit, you guys, to work. Unless you're wearing a nice respirator, those things will close around the hair. But those fucking surgical masks, those things don't work when you have a beard. I mean, that's the thing, Craft King. I don't actually leave enough to worry about it. Like, I literally go down to the corner store maybe like once or twice a week. And I'm super cautious when I go down there. I won't take change back. If I pay with cash, say if I pay for something and it's $3.99, keep that fucking change. I don't want none of it. You just keep it. Oh, no, it's not at a peak yet, dude, because the government's not allowing it to peak. The government's doing everything in their power right now to make sure that it doesn't peak. But you are right. It hasn't peaked. I mean, if you guys, we don't even have to go back, a couple of 100 years to the Black Plague, which completely wiped out like a third of our fucking population, 2/3 of our population. Like, we literally bottlenecked. Like, we went from, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, and we bottlenecked down to, less than 100,000 people? That's crazy, man. That's crazy shit, man. The plague wiped us out. But at the same time, you guys, the plague happened back in the day when they didn't have modern medicine. They didn't have cures. They didn't have scientists working on this shit, man. These people were dying. These people didn't even think that it was a disease that was killing them. They thought that it was some type of like spiritual thing killing them. They thought it was fucking the resurrection of Jesus coming down. And yeah, there was a lot of weird shit going on back in those days. They'd literally just going by house to house every day, picking up dead bodies. and thinking it was God was doing it, and there was nothing that they could do about it. What they didn't realize is that there was some ancient fucking goddamn virus, some influenza type deal, some type of avian thing that was locked in the polar caps. And when the polar caps start melting back and those glaciers start melting back, you're releasing shit that was in the air back when the dinosaurs were alive, guys. Shit that we can't process. Like, literally, you cannot process that stuff. That's stuff that the dinosaurs were able to were immune to, but not humans. I mean, literally, that's where this shit comes from, man. And usually always starts in Asia, which is kind of fucked up. I don't understand why this shit always starts in Asia.
I'll send you a picture.
I think it might have to do a lot to do with just how just unsanitary they are over there. They're not very sanitary. What's up, Chris? Let me get you a wrench, bro. I think you also have a number as well, dude. But everybody that has a blue wrench has a number. I think you do have a number, though, bro. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you doing? How you been? But anyways, totally way off subject, man, with the virus. But I mean, that's pretty much what's going on right now, you guys. I mean, that's the thing right now. I mean, and it's pretty serious. In my lifetime, we've never had anything like this. I mean, AIDS, fuck, what was the other one? I guess the two big ones are the avian bird flu and AIDS. Those are the two big ones, you guys. AIDS was a huge, big problem back when I was younger, when I was a kid. It's all you would ever hear on the news is this person's got AIDS. Now this person's got AIDS. Fucking Eazy-E dies of AIDS. Magic Johnson's HIV positive. I mean, it was just crazy. Everybody that had that shit, man. And, Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison, man. Great fucking boxer, man. Goes and sleeps with some nasty-ass bitch and fucking get AIDS, man. Totally ruins his career, derails his life, completely eats him from the inside out, man. Fucking died. Just absolute bullshit, man. And most of the HIV back in the day was being transmitted from people sharing needles, because there wasn't really like a place where you could just go buy like needles, or there was no needle exchange. Nowadays, things are a lot cleaner in the sense where they have people that are actually sitting there that will exchange out your old needles for clean needles, which I think is a great program for people that are doing that shit. Because do you realize since they've been doing that, how much less the AIDS virus is being transmitted? Like literally, you can have sex with a person with AIDS several times and not catch it. But you share a needle with someone that has AIDS, you are fucking 100% getting that shit, man. So the states have taken necessary precautions and steps to make sure that, okay, so you're a junkie, you got a problem, bro, but at the same time, you're not going to go around infecting people with your fucking AIDS. So we're going to make sure that everybody has clean shit to use every day so that we're not transmitting this shit around. And pretty much, I mean, there's not, you don't hear about AIDS as much anymore, you guys. I mean, the shit worked. It actually worked. Me overdoes everything always. Oh yeah, New York is definitely screwed, man. New York's screwed because they can't keep goddamn tabs on their people, man. Those people think that this shit's a joke. I mean, you take your average New Yorker, man. They know everything. They're never wrong. They're the best drivers in the world. And if you've done something, they've been there, done that, and done it bigger and better than you have. Oh, and let's not forget about the accent. I don't have a problem with people from New York. I have a problem with New York, period. The one and only time that I went to New York twice. Unfortunately, both fucking occasions were horrible. But the one occasion where I went through the first time, oh my God, man. I got to the fucking bus station. Somebody fucking pickpocketed my fucking wallet, took my fucking wallet, stole my fucking weed. I don't know how they got my weed. I don't know how the fuck they got my weed, but they stole my fucking weed. And then I was so hard up because I needed fucking weed because I was getting ready to get back on the fucking bus, and you just don't want to get on that bus, like especially, people stink, they're farting, it's gross, it's nasty. Greyhound buses suck. And somebody stole my weed, so I went to this black guy, and he sold me some weed, and it ended up turning out to be fucking oregano that was glued together to look like buds. I chased that bitch for an hour and a half, missed my bus before I finally caught him, and he tried telling me, "Oh, I already gave the money to my man." I was like, "Bro, you sold me oregano. Are you telling me that your man gave you oregano to come sell me? You couldn't just go get your own fucking oregano to sell?" Then because you don't intimidate me whatsoever, I said, "I will strip you fucking naked right here in the middle of this parking lot if you don't give me my goddamn money." And sure enough, he gave me my money because I was pretty serious. He saw how serious I was. So what they'll do is they'll try to like, and then when they do that, you can't. No. You gotta back. If you show one sign of weakness with those New Yorkers, man, I swear to God, they will just roll over you. But if you put your foot down and you show them that your dang-a-lang swangs too, I swear to God, they'll buckle right there. They will fucking buckle right there. Shit, bro. You kidding me, man? You're not going to come over here and sell me fucking oregano and think that you're going to get away with it, man. And I was already pissed because my wallet got stolen, all my credentials, my license, my ATM card. I mean, what a nightmare. So, yeah, I really, really, really just don't really like New York. I don't mind upstate New York, but New York City can go fuck itself. And I'm sorry if any of you guys are from New York City. Get the fuck out of there. Get out. Get out. Get out while you're still alive. Get out while you still have your wallet. I can't believe that motherfucker, man. It was pretty clever, man, because when you felt the bag, it actually felt like buds in there. But then when you opened it, you realized it was just a bunch of fucking oregano glued together into round balls. That was pretty clever. I even told him, like, as he was giving my money back, I was like, "Bro, I'd give you an A for effort, man." I said, "I give you an A for effort." I tell you that, man. That's clever. I've never seen that one before. I've seen someone just give somebody a bag of oregano before, but I've never seen them go the distance of gluing that shit together to make it look like a fucking marijuana bud. I've never seen anything like that before in my life, man. The New Yorkers are, they're intuitive. Originally intended as a corporate jet. What is that? Saab? The Boeing Saab? What is it that Tom Brady owns? Call me back, battle. You want me to call you now? You want me to call you now? Right now? Like right now? You don't got the coronavirus, man. I heard you can catch that shit through the phone. You got to make it quick too. My phone's gonna die. It's got 2% battery life. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Clinton. We got gonna get Bill Clinton on the phone here.
Hello?
What's up, Bill? How you doing, sir?
You have an email with a spreadsheet for what you've given away, and also one that we need to add all of the numbers to. But I also sent you a custom digital wheel with your colors on it.
You sent me a wheel, bro?
Yes.
Does it work?
Yes, it's the one that Air Marshal uses, but
Well, fuck Air Marshal.
wanted it to be near. No, I went to the same place he got it from.
I'm just kidding. I just like to give Dave shit, man. I know he might watch the replay. Yeah, man. He's fun to mess with.
So check your email because you've got 2 spreadsheets and a link to the wheel. And the wheel you can put up to 200 separate numbers or 200 separate names in.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. That fucking works, man. That works. And now, is there any way that I can incorporate that onto my screen so that I can or is that's something that we can do?
Use OBS or you have to
See.
Stream service that lets you share the screen with us.
I'll see if I can. I'll text RC Weeben, Josh, on Messenger later on to see how I just to see how I do that, how I would just do that, just to get the wheel to pop up on my screen somewhere.
So, but I put numbers, the link you got, I used numbers just so you could see that you could use numbers instead of names, but you see basically all numbers or names are a placeholder, and so as long as you put something in a space, up to 200, it's going to put those 200 on the wheel.
Okay, sweet, man. Awesome. Hey, you guys, I am not going to go and get the extension cord and plug this laptop in. I'm actually going to cut it down. I'm going to cut down now, Eric. The battery's getting ready to die on the laptop. I'm going to take it over and plug it in. But yeah, guys, so we're going to call it good for right now, man. Definitely a good topic to talk about, man. Like I see a lot of you guys writing comments, and like, you know, everybody's got their own opinions, but the collective is pretty much the same. Stay the fuck away from everyone. Like literally, just there's no reason to even put yourself in a situation that you can like literally just end up regretting instantaneously. Like I don't even want my wife to go to work tomorrow now that I know that there's been a case there. I don't even want her to go. Like it's fucked, man. It's fucked. But anyways, before this goddamn computer dies, man, Eric, I'll call you tomorrow right before I take the packages and go. Actually, no, wait a minute. We can't. That's fucking fun. Oh my God, it's Sunday. My bad, man. So we'll end up sending them out Monday then. We'll send them out Monday. That's what we'll do. But yeah, you guys. Yeah. So Eric, I'll just get a hold of you tomorrow sometime and we'll go over that. We'll check that stuff out, man.
Okay, I'll be around all day tomorrow.
All right, Battle. We'll talk to you, man.
Lockdown. Yep. See you.
All right, buddy. Later.
Bye.
All right, you guys. So yeah, man, I'm gonna cut it off now. We got about like 30-40 minutes before Ryan goes live, and you know I don't be doing that shit. I don't be stepping on the toes, especially of the King Rat. So you guys, I appreciate the chat. It was awesome, you guys. I definitely get a lot of you guys' point of views and perspectives on this, but the collective basically is, guys, the census is out. Stay the fuck inside. There's no reason to be outside if you don't have to be. And if you do go outside, take care of yourself. Make sure you have that hand sanitizer and shit, guys. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. If you feel like wearing a mask and you feel like the mask is working for you, then wear the mask, man. Any little thing that you can take as a precaution is I wouldn't say unnecessary. So, but that's it, guys. That's all I have for you guys. I will see you guys in a little bit in the Pilot's Lounge with Pilot Ryan. That's it from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the unbox of the FMS Super Scorpion. We'll do a build video on it tomorrow morning. But that's all I got for you guys for now. I'm out of here, guys. You guys have a great night. Peace.